Today is going to be a longer video. We are checking and testing my head circuitry is working and fitting correctly. We are also going to test and calibrate my head Y servo and attach my neck, before closing my head shells together with the inner head assemblies locked in place. Before we start, I have added some notes in the description about changes that need to be done to my plastic work, so please check those if you are following along. Now let's start with the testing of my inner head assemblies. Here are all of my head parts laid out for assembly. We will start by metering the wiring on my front head assembly. Before power is applied to any board, continuity checks must be undertaken to ensure my wiring is correct, as there are two voltages in my head, 5 volts and 3.3 volts. I don't want any of my boards to catch fire because they are connected incorrectly. Once the checks are complete, then my Vero boards are powered up without sensors or the Pico plugged in. This is to ensure the voltages are correct on each pin. Next, my human presence sensor is connected, and the TX data is measured on both sides of the logic voltage converter to ensure it is working, and also the voltage going to my Pico is no more than 3.3 volts. The next thing to be done is for you to check my camera is working. All you need to do is plug the camera USB plug into your computer USB port and select camera app and check the view and focus. You may need to change the camera selection if you're using a notebook computer. Now we are going to check my I2C sensors are all online. Unplug my Pico from the USB port and plug a longer cable in so you can connect my head Pico to your PC. You will need to have 5 volts going to my head to power the sensors, as there is no power supply from the Pico for them. Now you need to load the I2C testing code from the description into Tony and connect to my head Pico. Once it is loaded, run it. If all is working as it should, you should see the following I2C addresses pop up in the terminal. If nothing or only one or two appear, then you will need to turn the power off and go over your I2C wiring and your sensor connections to locate the fault. Now we can start putting the parts of my head together to make one complete head assembly. First, my SSD needs to be inserted into its cradle. Now all my plugs need to be put in, starting with the plug to the interface board. Once all my plugs are in and checked, then the two parts can be screwed together to make my brain. Plug all the wires in and slide my brain into my front head shell and locate the notches in place before screwing the two screws in. Don't forget to mount the power socket into the hole in the bottom of my front head shell. Okay then, it is time to start assembling my rear head shell components. We will start with my fan. This gets fitted inside the back of my head so the air and heat is drawn out. Next, we fit my head Y servo into its cradle and screw it into place. After this, we attach my round horn to the base of my neck before slipping my neck over my head Y servo axles. This is where we do the servo calibration on my head Y servo to get it in the correct position before the locking harness is screwed into position. Once this is all completed, we run my head to body cable down through my neck so it is ready for connecting inside my shoulder assembly. Now the head to body cable needs to be connected and threaded down the back of my neck. Screw my back head shell to my completed front shell. Job done. That was a lot of information and assembly for one video. The rest of my build is on par with this or a little easier. The next part we are going to work on is my shoulders and my neck Z motor. So until then, happy robot building!